Alright guys, so, man, I have done a lot today, and I'm tired. I'm not even gonna edit this one. This is just gonna be raw. Alright, so we're gonna react to the new Dangerville, atomic news things. We're gonna react to this one and this one. Let's react to the older one first. Why is everything in... Is that Chinese or Japanese or Korean? I don't even know what language is that. So why...
Welcome home residents, it's your Mayor Alistair back once
Why is
again
why is everything in some East Asian language that I don't know?
With a potential
Is it the
new film
VPN I use?
having been leaked.
I gotta set the thing back to America.
Godzilla X Kong 3 news that confirms it's a potential Godzilla-focused film. Not just that, but we even have sequel news for Godzilla -1. So strap in, let's get to it. First off, Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 has just wrapped
I don't
shooting.
use Apple,
You can
so
see here
I
from
wouldn't
their
know
shoot
anything about that.
filming
Me
has finished
personally,
in what looks
Apple's
to
kinda
be
lame.
Vietnam. This is most likely in place of Skull Island, which Season 2 has been confirmed to be focusing more on, with Kong taking center stage over Godzilla. Really hoping this means we come across all the wrecks from the mission Monarch led to the island in 1973. Those Hueys are just beauties. Not seeing their remains in the Skull Island anime series was a huge missed opportunity. The ensemble cast returns, with Anna Sawai, Casey Clemens, Ren Watabe, Mari Yamamoto, and Joe Tippett, all reprising their roles. Additionally, Amber Midthunder joins the cast in a recurring role as Isabel, an intelligent and powerful businesswoman who may be connected to Apex as they research neural links for their anti-Titan technology.
Ooh. Okay. Why is it in Chinese? Is that Chinese or Japanese? I don't know. It's in some sort of East Asian language that I do not know.
Kurt Russell is like
Bro, what is everything, bro? That's all I'm seeing.
Turn. However, with him stuck in the Axis Mundi, I'm not sure how much of a presence he's going to have in the series. And an even bigger loss may be that the series could lack the flashback sequences that were easily the best parts of Season 1. We haven't heard anything from Wyatt Russell in regards to him returning, and I'm not sure what else they could even do with the character. So they might just not continue with those 50s sequences. Though I hope I'm wrong, they've been super secretive with this production, so anything could happen. With 7 months of filming wrapped, the series is now in post-production, with an anticipated release on Apple TV Plus in late 2025 or early 2026. We should expect a trailer this summer, which will give us a good look at what to expect. So subscribe and stomp the notification button so you don't miss out on all that. In other news, Monarch also won Best Adventure Show at the Saturn Awards, which is a great achievement for everyone involved in this production. Season 1 was great, and Season 2 may be even better if they heard our criticisms. Now in Godzilla X Kong news, Jack O'Connell has been cast as a leading role in the sequel to The New Empire.
Well,
some of you might know him from SAS Rogue Heroes,
all I hope is that all the characters from like the Godzilla vs. Kong like saga, you would call it, I hope they're back for thirds too.
And most of you British chaps might recognise him as James Cook from Skins. He's a great actor, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the role. But what is the role? Well, he's playing the brother of Caitlin Dever's character that was announced last month. The Hollywood Reporter states that she will be headlining the human cast, which means that yes, we're getting new leads.
Oh
Although
man,
Trapper looks to be returning, probably in a more sideline role, which I'm still happy about. We love Trapper, which means that
Trapper's
this will
cool.
most likely be a Godzilla-focused film, since if Gia and Dr. Andrews were the leads, we'd know it's a Kong film. But they're not.
I'm
We have
going
a
to be
new
honest.
cast of siblings that
Let me say this: it might be a little bit of a hot take, but I like when like Godzilla is like the big like final for the movie, and Kong is like there for like most of the time. I feel like I don't know. He's just like more like I don't know, which is weird because when the MonsterVerse like first came out, I was like I hated Kong, but then like Godzilla versus Kong. Radicalized might be a little bit too of a harsh word for this, but like, how else would you describe this?
likely find themselves entwined with Godzilla's story arc. We know it's going to be a Godzilla x Kong film, but since the new empire focused on Kong, the follow-up is looking to flip that and give Godzilla the character development most definitely needed.
Because
Filming is expected to
I know I
start
just said that I
this
want
summer,
Kong
so
again,
get
but
hyped for that. Now, some
I'm a bit
huge
indecisive.
news. Following a trademark admission from Legendary Pictures, we may have the name for the next MonsterVerse film. Filed under the United States Official Patent and Trademark Office, we have Legendary's new application for a series of motion pictures called Monster Kingdom. So, could this mean the next film is Godzilla x Kong Monster Kingdom? Well, let's take a closer look. The trademark contains information on what the copyright will cover, that being motion pictures featuring comedy, drama, action, romance, fantasy, fiction, science fiction, humor, adventure, action, animation, and combinations thereof. I could go on, but the list pretty much just covers everything a multimedia company would want to protect their trademark from. Now, let's compare this to the Monarch Legacy of Monsters trademark application. Under Goods and Services, it's described as a series of motion picture films, namely a film franchise featuring animation, action, comedy, drama, fiction, science fiction, and adventure. Sounds about right. But there is one key difference here. Monarch is described as a series of motion pictures, while Monster Kingdom is simply motion pictures. I may be looking at this a bit too deeply, but this could mean that Monster Kingdom is a film instead of a full-length series. Although what I think is more likely that this is one of Apple's spin-off shows. And with something like Monster Kingdom, I'm hoping it's a prehistoric planet-style documentary on Titan life across the planet. But there is a chance that this isn't a series, but in fact is a one-off film, focusing on documenting the Titans and growing the lore of the universe, which is very much needed. A Titan documentary is exactly what the series needs to make the world feel more real. This was previously known as Cryptozoology, which was filed in October 2023. So this is a show that's been in the works for quite some time now. Cryptozoology is known as the study of animals that are legendary, unknown, or extinct, but whose existence is disputed, which only adds fuel to the fire of the theory that this is a Titan nature documentary. But hopefully we get an official reveal later this year. Finally, the follow-up to Takashi Yamazaki's Oscar-winning Godzilla -1 has begun pre-production. As he stated, he started working on the screenplay as well as the first storyboards, reportedly with an even higher budget. Despite popular belief, the budget for -1 was even lower than $15 million, and is likely to be closer to $12 million. $3 million goes far in Japan. But what they did with that film is incredible, and with an even higher budget, hopefully this means there can be even more monster action than before. Back at New York Comic Con, he stated that he wished to remake Godzilla vs. Hedorah. So
that's
could this follow-up to -1 reintroduce everyone's favorite sewage blob monster? Maybe? That's one of my favorite Godzilla films, so I'd love to see it. Tons of news for you there. I'm super hyped that Godzilla x Kong 3 is being more Godzilla focused, since it's been 6 years since the MonsterVerse last gave him some proper development. But what's your favourite news? Let us know in the comment section down below. And remember to subscribe and stomp the notification button to keep up to date with everything Titan-sized.
Yep.
I've been Alistair, and we'll see you
The radio
residents
demon?
in the
No, I'm
next
kidding.
one.
Now let's watch the other one. Bro, why am I getting... I'm pretty sure it's either Japanese or Korean. I don't think China has this stuff.
More news on the cast for the sequel to Godzilla X.
Wait, did I like that other one? Yeah, I liked it.
Jacob here from Dangerville. We got more news on the cast for the sequel to Godzilla X Kong, and this time we get a bit more of the story to go along with this new character. There's two new Godzilla comics in the works, and we have some hopeful news coming in about the next MonsterVerse movie. It's going to be a good time getting excited for the MonsterVerse again, so let's get right to it. So right after Alistair reported on a new cast member for the upcoming Godzilla and Kong movie, another announcement followed. Another brand new character to the series, which continues to support that this movie will have several new human characters that will be joining Kong and Godzilla against another world-ending threat. This character is said by sources to be the boss of Caitlin Dever's character, the new lead of the upcoming movie. And can you guess where they both work? Monarch. So we don't have either of the characters' names still, but this bit of information, if true, tells us a good bit about what we can expect from them and from the movie altogether. And actor Delroy Lindo will play this role. Now, I'm not super familiar with his work. His face is recognizable from a lot of old school movies, but from what I looked up, I think he can nail the role of a Monarch boss. We are no strangers as viewers to Monarch being at the heart of the MonsterVerse films, but lately, they have seemed like more of afterthoughts and just something that's happening in the background while we followed Gia, Eileen, and Kong. And with a younger character, working for a high-level boss at Monarch thrown into this storytelling dynamic, we could see a movie that feels more like Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, and maybe even a little of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, you know, the Apple show. Which, if this is all handled appropriately, could lead to a solid film that blends the best aspects from the MonsterVerse into one super movie. But hey, I've always been a MonsterVerse dreamer. And with the next
I'm gonna be honest, Godzilla for 2014 was not that good.
Is that what we're gonna call it for now? We might get even more of an idea where the MonsterVerse is headed next. Before that, though, I know, sorry for the tease, 2 new Godzilla stories have been announced. In comic form, of course. Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens, which looks like an homage to the classic alien stories from the old days, something we definitely appreciate. And a new Godzilla universe with 2 new stories, at least right now, Starship Godzilla and Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone. Both of these look super fun, and I love that we are getting a green Zilla back. Not since my man Zilla Jr. have we got an atomically green Godzilla, and comic or not, I'd love to see it. Give this video a like if you want Godzilla with green atomic energy, by the way. Right now, let's get back to the MonsterVerse. So take all of this with a massive grain of salt, since as of right now, it's only reported from one source. But everyone is sharing it around right now, so we had to bring it up. And if it's true, it could be leading to something I'm really excited for. We knew the new movie was going to start filming this year, and it's now reported that the next MonsterVerse movie will start filming this July. Will be shot once again in Queensland, Australia, but also in another new location. We're going back to the States this time around. Apparently, locations in Utah will be used to shoot parts of Godzilla and Kong's next rampage. At first, you might be like, what the heck does...
I think, they could do it like this. Like, they alternate between monster action, like, following Godzilla, monster action following Kong, and then, like, what am I saying? I think they could alternate between, like, focusing on Godzilla and Kong. Yeah.
Utah have other than the big raptors. And I'll tell you what, some of the most
Utah Raptors. I'm gonna be honest, Utah as a state makes a lot of bad decisions, but you gotta give it to them on the Utah Raptor. even though that doesn't really have to do with their modern state.
America. Some of the most famous of America's national parks reside in Utah, and all of these locations have environments that would fit right into a movie about monsters and strange new worlds. These semi-desert environments not only match the locations shot in Queensland that have been used to create the Hollow Earth so far, they also could bring new sites that are out of this world that aren't needed to be made inside of a computer. If you watched a lot of my videos, you'd know I'm a huge advocate for on-location shoots and films. And if this report is accurate, I would have a hard time finding another reason for why they would choose Utah. I mean, this just seems like a no-brainer to me. So right now, I'm leaning towards Utah being another area to create places for the Hollow Earth. But if not this route, they could go the direction of using a brother and sister from a small town, since we know that's what the two main characters are now, who've been caught up with Monarch, the Titans, and the big outside world, which can be kind of scary sometimes. Or they could go in a more traditional direction and create a random Monarch base out in the middle of nowhere where we see Utah for 2 seconds and then nothing but the inside of a base and more dark rooms. But I think we've gotten enough of that. And just remember, everyone, this report is still something that can't fully be called legit just yet, although when the Kaiju news posters start sharing it around, it's usually spot on. Shout out to KDM and Kaiju News Outlet, by the way, for sharing this news first. They're
And also, let me say this. Godzilla's atomic breath is probably going to be a different color now. Because they need to sell, they need to get people to buy toys. And they gotta keep Godzilla changing because of that.
And that's it for now. Another MonsterVerse update in the books. Tell me what you think about the new character, comics, and potential filming locations in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
As long as Trapper's in it, I'm probably gonna see it. Alright, so, I am going to eat a big bowl of spaghetti, try to find out why all my things are in either Japanese or Korean, and then play Spider-Man 2 for the rest of the night. Like, subscribe, and peace out.